Thank you.
Hi. First of all, congratulations on the film. It was hilarious.
Thanks.
Everybody was laugh riot. My question is for Josh and for Steve. I do apologize in advance. Maybe I missed this because everybody was laughing so much. But the trench coat that was next to the hot tub, was that a way? It seemed like that wasn't explained. Was that a way to maybe open the door for John Cusack to come back in a later, maybe another hot tub time machine?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel, well, first of all, the deep dramaturgy of this movie I think is best answered by Josh. But I will say that, like Hot Tub, I think that Hot Tub kind of exists like the Avengers in terms of its, in terms of the universe. So, like, I would say that John is like Thor or like Iron Man or
one of the cosmic characters.
It's like the cosmos of characters in Hot Tub Time Machine exists, very much like the cosmos of Avengers. So
I wish I had that answer.
Yeah, we did want to put that there as a way of saying he didn't just disappear from this universe.
And he's a suspect in the movie for a while.
Right. It could be lost somewhere in time.
And might
exactly
be the killer.
All right, thank you.
Craig,
yes.
As a kid growing up in the 90s, how does it feel like working with Lisa Loeb? And what was Lisa's reaction that you making a song like that?
She was overjoyed. Last year was her 20-year anniversary of that song. So when Steve was like, you think we could get Lisa right now? And I called her. It's like, boom. And she was, excited about it. And then, but this guy here, he has a serious crush on Lisa. And Lisa was so cool to come work in the movie. And we went to get foot massages, and then he got jealous.
I get Lisa Loeb. You know what I mean? Like I get her.
Thank you.
Good morning. What were some of the short lists of...
Really?
Take it.
Really?
Take that home.
Wow.
Come on.
Keep your phones on, by the way. Foxcatcher.
Keep your phones on because I don't want anybody to miss a call.
Oh my God.
What were some of the other short list of songs that you were willing to spoof or cover in this film, besides Lisa Loeb and...
Oh boy, so many, right?
I wrote
the whole Culture Club
script.
canon.
That was the original song, and she said yes. So we never really went down that list, I guess.
Yes, because the world was our oyster on that. Every single musical artist in the history of music was calling, actually, to be a part of it. And Lisa just called first.
It's annoying. It's super annoying to feel all those artists' calls.
He was like, yeah.
You can tell they just want to talk. They're going through some stuff or whatever.
You get away with sorry. Finish your...
Well, no, it had to be some kind of iconic video too, so that was part of it, right? Some iconic video that we could actually shoot. So it kind of...
Directed by Ethan Hawke, that video.
Yes, that's right.
And he came in and directed that scene. The whole movie. He actually directed the whole movie.
He directed this picture.
The hardest part was finding the cat.
It was. Yeah, that's true. That's not a lie. That's absolutely true. The cat's finding that big, that pretty cat that matched that cat.
You get away with so much in the film. Was there a joke or concept that you couldn't get away with that you wish was in the film?
Yeah, all the 9/11 jokes were cut.
They fell off pretty early.
I don't know why. So that, I guess, was too far.
No, I mean, the studio gave us a lot of creative freedom. I think, foolishly or not, they said, you guys kind of all know what a Hot Tub Time Machine movie looks like and feels like at this point, and to their credit or detriment, they put their faith in us to kind of dictate what the humor and what the tone was.
Hey guys, Adam, I was wondering if you could talk about what it felt like to join this cast and be part of this franchise, and for the other actors, and Steve, why was Adam the right guy to play this role?
Before I answer that question, I just need to consult with my attorney. Sorry. I really enjoyed joining this film. Rob Corddry was especially generous on set, and I loved the first. Sorry. No further questions. I loved the first one. I was actually at the premiere of the first one. Not to brag. Not to brag. I got invited. Oh, yeah. Okay. This guy. And actually had a conversation with Steve on the. I've known all these guys for a while, so. And actually had a conversation with Steve on the phone before before Josh had even written the script, and agreed to do it then, which is such a stupid thing to do. But then it was just a no-brainer. I mean, it just sounded like going to New Orleans for summer camp with some friends, and I'm really glad I did. It was really fun.
Yeah, we were thinking about who to bring into the movie, and this is true that I called Clark and we were talking about it, and he said he had just made a movie with Adam. Yep. And then what about Adam? And of course, much like Adam just said, I said to Clark, "Do you think we can trick Adam into being being in the movie?"
And I said, "Let me handle it."
It was Clark's idea.
It was, yeah. And so then I called Adam and proceeded to trick him into being in Hot Tub 2. And he exercised incredibly poor judgment for a long period of time. The thing about it is, you could say there's a lot of points in time in which you could say no, and we just kept reeling him back in.
And now, hundreds of dollars later, here he is starring in Hot Tub 2.
I walked away from the movie 100 air.
I was just wondering, because hopefully I read this right. If I didn't, this question never happened. But how did you guys get OK Go to write fucking nerd?
Oh, well.
Well, they didn't write it.
Yeah.
It was improv in the movie.
That's okay. So this question never happened.
No, it happened.
No.
You can't take that back.
But we share a birthday.
Do we?
We do.
Man. You guys, everybody else mind if we talk about our birthday?
February 4th. Because then you can say whatever you want.
To be fair, though, Rob has 2 or 3 birthdays.
Yeah. When's
multiple universes.
February 4th.
February 4th. Yes, it is.
Mine's the 3rd, just FYI.
Happy birthday, Steve.
Do not care.
Happy birthday about me.
What was the question?
Okay,
Go. Oh yeah, the guys improvised it, and then it just seemed to have a life of its own, and then we thought the song itself, and then we called OK Go, because we just, you know, we do.
They're affordable.
We have no shame. We will ask anyone at any time to make the mistake of being part of Hot Tub Time Machine, and they once again were tricked into doing it, and they apparently loved the first one.
Yeah, and Josh wrote the lyrics to the song that they ended up recording off of our chorus, I guess.
Yeah, and then the
melody.
Yeah, we have Rob and Craig's, improv in the movie that with this small little thing that, just every time we watched it became this, we were always laughing at it at the 100th and 200th time we watched the movie, and it became the idea of what if we built out this one little tiny moment into this giant thing. And yeah, I mean, as is unusually typical with this movie, like we ask and something sort of works out for us.
And it's become a national sensation.
And they wrote it, at least in part, on the road, actually, and recorded some of it on the road and sent it to us in pieces.
They're drifters.
Yeah, they're drifters. You never know where they're
They're actually homeless. They're hobos.
The rails more than the roads.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
High five for the movie. High five.
High five.
So going back to, the song and just how much of the script was improvised? I noticed in one of the trailers there's that dig at Craig about you look like a minor Medea character, but I didn't see that in the movie. So how did you guys choose what stays and what goes? And also, is traveling back in time to see what happened in Cincinnati off the table in the next one?
Yeah.
Well, nothing's off the table when it comes to Cincinnati. Josh doesn't let the actors improvise.
Not at all.
No. Josh lords over the text of Hot Tub Time Machine.
We're wearing earwigs too sometimes, so he just feeds us.
That's right. He's there.
Great.
That's right.
Fine.
He's intolerant.
I think there was a comma there, Adam.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it's almost 100% improvised. There's There's no script. It's like, hey, why don't we have a room, do something.
Josh writes great bits that inspire.
Yeah.
Because it's all very conversational. The real movie is us just hanging out and either giving each other shit or just.
It was really fun. We didn't really talk about it or rehearse anything. We just started doing it, and they just became disgusting and so in love with each other. But it was also kind of written that way, and it was a great place to start because then the relationship becomes corrupted. So it was just kind of a naturally great place for the relationship to start.
Yes, I love the ending credits where you guys, become the Beatles, go to the moon. So what are some of the ideas, crazy ideas that, didn't make it at the ending credit that you're like, man,
9/11.
I don't know.
Hi, this is for Steve and Josh. Okay, so the first movie really was kind of obviously influenced by Back to the Future. What movies did you think?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
the Back to the Future film. Maybe you guys haven't heard of it. Maybe I'm just really similar to.
We're not really big fans of movies or TV. Sorry, go ahead.
What movies do you think that you were influenced by for the sequel?
Every single movie that even remotely had either a time machine or hot tub element in it. Right? Anytime there's like a time travel element, seriously, anytime there's a time travel element of the movie in any genre, we are absolutely, kind of influenced by it.
Yeah, I mean the whole gamut. We start with obviously Back to the Future. We're kind of so far following their trend of going back in time, going forward in time, and then we like breaking it out into there's Terminator references and Looper references.
Yeah, obviously Looper is a big influence, given that they went to the future. Killer goes back to the past. Terminator, of course. Is there any time cop in this one?
No, I think we started talking about it.
Yeah.
There was Turner and Hooch briefly.
There was a Turner.
The famous time travel. Still mad about that.
That's right. There was. Are you mad about the Turner?
I'm still mad about
Hooch
that.
joke. That was a really good Turner and Hooch bit. Well, it's a DVD thing now. The Turner and Hooch bits. That's the gift that keeps on giving.
I was fighting for that one until like 3 weeks.
I think maybe it's time to let that one die, right? It's had a great run.
You're right.
Yeah. All right.
It really has.
All right.
It really has.
I'm just saying, just for me.
There was talk of Western.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's right.
To answer your question.
That's right.
Yeah, at one point we wanted to, really lean into Back to the Future and do a Western influence.
Yeah, we wanted to do, how we did a shot-for-shot video, at the time, the first one, the idea of doing a shot-for-shot remake of the Back to the Future 3 trailer, which was, I think...
The end of...
It would have been fantastic.
Turns out it's super expensive.
Freight trains, turns out crazy expensive. Yeah.
Freight train pushing us down.
Prices.
The wardrobe alone is more expensive than the movie.
Who is there left for Lou to violate within the circle of friends?
I think that's about it. Everybody.
You ruined everyone's lives?
Yeah,
Is there any life you've had that ruined?
Yeah.
Turn into a leaf.
It's like Lou's like a scientifically perfect virus.
He is.
Just there's no stopping it. Yeah. It's like the common cold. Lou's the common cold.
Yeah, we'll now have to invent new characters worthy to be to violate.
But we also think of him as kind of the unlikely moral center of this group, because Lou always does come to a place, by the end of both movies where he is looking out for someone else's interests but himself.
He's always the one that has the furthest to go.
Right. So there's something sweet in that, despite all his vile venom and poison.
But that's just something I bring to the room.
Right. That's just actor influence. Yeah.
How you doing? Troy Toole, EURweb.com. And this question is for Mr. Robinson. So how did you come up with the strut, and how much influence did you have on the musical aspects of the film?
The Weber strut was influenced by a young lady named Lee Bosnan. She's a singer, striking, and she'll be at the premiere, actually. And one day I was at this club in LA, and she was just going in on the song, like that. And then I just started doing it with her. And I think I was even like, because they were talking about the Weber strut, and they were like, whatever you want it to be. And I was like, so I was in that place of like needing that dance. And then it was like,
we've all been there.
Oh yeah.
I've never not been there.
And then as far as the music, we went in there and wrote the song together for the Weber strut. Josh and Steve and Chris was doing the music, and then Steve left. Okay, Steve left. He had to go do something. Steve was always fucking leaving, but he had to go do something. And he was like, "But I'll be back. I'll be back." And sure enough, he came back. But we had cut a song that we liked, right? And then it was like we had time before Steve gets here, so let's cut a BS song, right? And then play it for Steve and watch his face. So we made the worst lyrics.
It was horrendous. It was just.
It was. And it was like in I was just singing all off key, and we played it for Steve in video, and Steve was like, "This is really good." No, Steve, no. And then we ended up like fusing those two songs.
Yeah,
together.
joke was on them. Yeah. The joke song actually became the bridge of the.
Everybody strut right now. Strut to the time of the clock. It's midnight. That was. That's what ended up making it. It was like what?
That was the joke song that I embraced fully. From my embarrassment.
Hey guys, so.
This will actually be our last question.
Pressure. So in the first movie has a lot of like inside jokes, like Great White Buffalo and like Lugal and stuff. How did you guys come up with these like friendisms, and what are the ones you hope will kind of get popular after this second one? And what was your experience like hearing the ones from the first one outside of the movie in the real life?
People shout Great White Buffalo all the time. I have to remind them, you have to whisper it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to like just high five.
High five.
High five.
And that's just something that you did it pretty late into the shoot. You just did it once, and we knew exactly what he was doing. It was great.
And that's my real response to the movie. Did you just fucking say hi?
Too lazy for this.
That was a real moment.
Like you guys were doing it offset also. It wasn't even like in the movie, and then it became like, why don't you do that? And it became a thing.
We had a couple of moments. I mean, sometimes you improvise and it's like, okay, throw out a line. But the magic, sometimes you could just keep going and that stuff makes it, those chunks of just going back and forth make it, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, like you look like.
Yeah.
And then Clark, when you say, we did it on the stairs, we did it in front of the mirror. Be tacky to do a third time.
Yeah, there was a worry. I was like, is this whole movie gonna be?
That was again me just actually talking. No, we're not fucking doing it again.
We're not doing that bit again. I was like, that's great that they're aware that they're actually doing bits to each other.
Cincinnati was improvised, by the way.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
I think Great White Buffalo improvised.
Yeah.
Was that just like?
Yeah, Great White Buffalo. They were just that was just a reaction to that.
I hope there's T-shirts with "You choose it, you use it." That's kind of a warning and a fun thing.
That's right.